Two brothers embark on a journey of the mysteries of the past.
No, that's actually kind of funny.
It's muted right now, but
That's
I'll give you guys
you should have mom do it.
Welcome to the
Ew.
Give you multiple takes on this. Good luck getting this.
Welcome to Duality Check, the podcast where two brothers embark on a journey through the realms of scientific inquiry, the mysteries of the past, and the uncharted frontiers of spirituality. Join us as we explore the wonders of our world and beyond, all while embracing the roles of curious bystanders rather than experts. Together, we'll unravel the tapestry of existence, blending the dichotomies of knowledge and wonder. Get ready to question, ponder, and delve into the dualities that shape our understanding of reality on Duality Check.
Check.
I'm Drew.
Check.
I'm Dean.
I'm Amy. I'm Gail.
I'm Rod.
I'm Beth.
I'm John.
Welcome to episode 100, finally.
And it's totally not episode 101. I think our last one, 99.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do the math. It checks out. So yeah, we did 100 already. We had some technical issues, but we're back. And we actually have some special guests on top of our special guests from last time.
Yep.
Our mom and dad have decided to join us for the beginning here at the very least. And it's actually their 45th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations, parents.
Oh God. Our parents are currently kissing.
Please
Drew, you're going to have to censor that. And,
Look how wide it is now. We got real cuddled up because our camera was not showing how wide it is, but
Well, they're not going to see the camera this episode anyway. But
that's true. But now I am.
Yeah.
And it's tripped me out.
Wait, you can edit this, right?
We can edit whatever
Yeah,
we
but it's
want.
gonna be pretty live, right?
yeah.
You can eat the
Pretty
popcorn
live.
if you want to
You
eat
can
the
eat.
popcorn.
It's okay to eat the popcorn.
Or you could
Yeah.
stop eating the popcorn and give everybody's nickname.
Oh, okay.
the
Starting with
record.
their
Hold on,
Wait,
take a
hold on,
drink.
hold on.
Oldest to
Yeah,
youngest.
Starting with their
Honestly,
oldest.
maybe swallow the popcorn first.
Yeah, definitely.
Just for the viewers.
We learned that from you when we were growing up to
Swallow
You
me
learn
quick.
to
Not eat when you-
talk with your mouth full?
yes, actually.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Here, I'm gonna give. Let's just put the mic. There we go.
Our first child, our oldest daughter, Amy, her nickname is Amy P. Pumpkin Pie. I made these all up because that's just what I do. And my wife, I call her Sweet Gail, and she goes, I'm not sweet. And I write that on all her birthday cards, or anything I give her, I write Sweet Gail, and she's like, why do you think I'm sweet? I'm not sweet. And then
Turn off the touch.
going over here on the end, Dean, you guys all know Dean. Dean is Dean the Bean, Dean or Beaner. And then
Deanie Weenie.
Teeny weeny.
Beth
Chili beanie.
is our third child, the middle child, second daughter.
The favorite.
Literally the favorite in her.
The favorite. And these guys can talk about that when we're
It
gone.
literally is
I
my
think
favorite.
Beth did that, John.
We
Don't
all
get
accepted
it.
it at this point.
Beth definitely did that.
And this is my favorite nickname of all the kids.
Oh, of course.
Is Itsky Bitsky Bitters. And don't know.
And then
Don't remember
our
why.
other two, he forgot.
No.
Oh, that was it.
Jonathan.
That's when the family was supposed to end.
Well, actually, yeah, we had a first family was Amy and Dean, and they were the. And then we had a
We were
the big kids.
the big kids.
And then there was a gap of how many years?
3 years, right?
Almost 4 years.
Almost 4 years. And then,
between Beth and I.
and then my wife forced me to have more children.
Yeah.
Sure.
And anyway, then
That's totally
anyway, then there was
John's gonna
Beth,
take the
John and Drew. Anyway, so next is John, our fourth child, our second son.
Least favorite. Total.
We don't believe that, but he wants to believe that, so that's fine. And he's going to be married in a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. Anyway, his nickname is, ready for this one? Jonathan, LeBonison, LeBabison, LeBoyison, LeSweetison, LeCutison.
That sounds like you're his favorite. Yeah.
So it kind of sounds like he's the favorite, right?
Or dad was just drunk.
Yeah,
and just
if we're-
making up
Yeah, or it was just,
syllables.
If
or I
we're
was
basing it on
inebriated or
syllable
something.
count, that's at least 50, right?
Yeah.
That's just how long it took for him to get his temper under control before he talked to you.
That's probably
That was
true.
Dad taking his little time out before
That
coming.
is true, because he was a handful. John was a handful.
I can see John as a toddler just flipping around. Like he was the one that's like a wrestler. He's like doing
Oh,
like
yeah. He was an ninja.
What do
He
you
never
mean
stopped.
me? We were both like that.
Yeah, but you made him
You
like
came
that.
first. You came first.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
John
but
first.
you taught me that.
I taught you how to have a good time in life. You're welcome.
That's true.
Now, Drew.
So then Drew, our youngest, number 5 child, his name. So maybe he's the favorite. Hold on. Ready? Derubus Deru, der sweetest. Oh, like you, Derbu.
Do the whole
Derubus
thing.
Deru. Wow. Derubus Deru, der sweetest Derbu.
I think that's because he knew you were the last.
Maybe.
No, I knew that when the scissors came out and the doctor was holding them, but that was something else. That's when I knew he was the
He was born after you had the
Yeah, but that didn't mean he was last. Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
No, he was last. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
You got the vasectomy before Mom had Drew.
I don't know
Yes.
that that's true.
That is true.
Wait.
I think it was as soon as she got pregnant,
This is
she was
going out
like,
to the internet, right?
"It's all right."
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
just
sorry.
sure.
Keep in mind whatever
don't remember.
whatever is shared is public.
Well, you could edit it.
We'll just put a big bleep over your mouth and just keep you silent this whole time.
Anyway, for whatever reason, Drew was our last. And they're
Well, they realized
amazing.
they had all they needed now.
These 5 children are the most amazing people that, and yeah, I'm biased, of course, but
I am too.
I couldn't love them. Well, we couldn't love them more than we do. Let me tell you there.
Tell you, our family feels very special.
Yeah, very.
Yeah,
Happy
it's a
anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, it's so special.
It was pointed out to us or to me that it's a very interesting coincidence that our last podcast didn't work out,
And
and now we're here on your
45th
anniversary all together.
Actually, this is today. It's
pretty
today.
special.
It is today.
Yeah,
We're
Pretty
talking
special.
about-
that's pretty amazing.
Do you guys
So
want to
maybe
say
it worked out
anything
that
about the day you got married, or anything special you remember, or like what your thoughts were for like your family,
Starting your
or like
family.
what you guys wanted?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
We ended up getting married in Reno because we wanted to get married, and we didn't want a big wedding because Yael had been married before, but only for like a year, and had a big wedding, and it cost a lot of money. I wasn't there, of course, because I didn't know her.
This is all hearsay.
Well, hearsay. I don't know that actually happened. I think she was just cheap. But you're not easy.
Oh my God!
Anyway,
Dad, stop.
sorry. Anyway, we got married in Reno, and I literally started crying during the wedding because I was so happy and so
Stop for a second.
emotional.
Yeah.
So we got engaged in February. It was just after Valentine's Day. We were going to get married the next year for Valentine's Day. And we had told our families, and they were, my sister was going to be my maid of honor, and she was in Europe for the year. And then I started calling around to make arrangements and realized just how expensive this was going to be, and said to him one day, why don't we just go to Reno and get married? And he's like, okay, I'm fine with that. So we called our family, our parents and our siblings, and said, we're getting married next weekend if you want to be there. And,
Heck yeah.
and that's how it happened.
Who came out?
My mom and dad,
My mom and not my dad wasn't there. But
no,
The rest
Your
is history.
brothers.
my
were there.
brothers were there, and my best friend.
Amy's godfather was
I
there.
think you were saying Amy was there.
I mean,
He was not there.
if you ask me,
He was not.
Yeah,
She was in your heart.
she was. And we got married. And I remember buying my suit with, I actually was in college, just finishing. Well, not finishing. Anyway, I had some student loan money.
Oh, nice.
I just used that to buy a Johnny Carson suit. If you watch old Johnny Carson movies. It was the suit. It actually said that at Sears.
Really?
Johnny Carson.
Sears.
So awesome.
Sears. Did you get a washing machine too?
Yeah. That would have been a good idea, though. And
Got our wedding rings.
got
Yeah.
wedding rings and
The rest is future.
That's what he
and
spent.
40, literally 45 45 we've been together.
crazy.
Kids and
Grandkids.
Which of these is most like what you wore?
Oh, Johnny Carson. There he is on the left.
Man, are you
wearing beige?
Can people see that? It was beige.
It was
No,
beige.
beige.
Oh, I thought it was blue.
It might have been blue. You're right. I don't remember. Wait, I'm trying to remember my graduation suit.
Was it the same suit for your graduation?
It was very similar. It wasn't the same one.
Oh, okay. I thought you guid a 2-for-1 on that one.
Did it
I
have
have to look up
pinstripes?
pictures.
No, it wasn't pinstripe. It was kind of like the one on the bottom right third from the
Right there?
Like
Yeah, maybe kind of similar to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's similar to the
Because it
suit
makes
I
his
wore.
eyes pop.
Yeah, because I think
Yeah.
the beige one was my graduation from high school. It was beige
That's why I wear blue too, Dad.
because you're blue eyes.
Eyes.
Yeah.
It's the eyes.
Anyway, my parents had not met him yet,
No, they had not.
Wow.
and
I love
so
this
they
part of the
met
story.
him the day we got married, and they fell in love with him
Because
as he was walking down the aisle,
I'm just bawling.
as I was walking down the aisle, he just started crying, just uncontrollably.
Man.
And my mom and dad just like, that's it.
That's all they need to see.
This is good. This is right. Yeah.
He's crying right now.
I am. It's making me cry. I cry easy. Anyway, there you go. I love you too. 45 years. It's all
Congratulations.
beautiful children.
Thank you.
Congrats and thank you for everything. Yeah, this is
You're welcome. And
Thanks for
anyway,
life.
Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the least we could do. No, thank you for your lives and what you've enriched us too.
Yeah,
Did you guys
thank you
have-
for being good people. That was,
And
I
ultimately
think,
wonderful adults.
I think our goal in raising kids, just my goal anyway. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
yours
hold
too.
on. Yeah, don't
We
tell me.
just we just wanted to raise good people who care about other people and
yeah.
just want to,
Yeah.
bring light to the world.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
There's something special about this family too, because I don't know. I've met a lot of families in my days, and there's something. Not trying to like brag about our family or anything, but there's like a really close connection and community that we have that I think is pretty unique, and I love it. And a lot of our friends have noticed it too. Anytime they come
And have
around us.
expressed it to us
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Which is it's cool to hear, but
And that doesn't happen by accident, though, just to give you guys credit, right? Like, you were
That's true.
thinking us, and, like, there is a piece of that that's beautiful because you guys, I think, raised us to take ownership of who we are and who we choose to become. So by you guys saying thank you for us becoming good people, that's obviously a reflection of how you raised us. Like, autonomy, right? Like, choose who you want to be. But obviously, like, your prime example is who like gave you life and who like feeds you and like you guys were that, and like it's very easy to like have the best opportunity to turn into something that's like, shining a light on the world if that was your example. So full credit to you guys.
yeah, and always feeling like we had somewhere to go no matter how life went, no matter how hard things got. We always felt like we had somewhere to turn to. We always felt like we had.
Not even had. We still
We
did.
did. We do.
all
We
have
did.
that
This
for
is
now.
still the hub. Like it's
Yeah.
literally always been the hub, and it
Yeah.
always will be.
For our friends too, a lot of our friends came to our house to escape whatever it is that they were had going on in their lives, and they saw the love that we all were just brought. Like there was no questions. There was just love, and you guys
Mutual
stocked
respect.
them. It felt like you, as much as you stocked the family, the fridge just for 5. You knew at some point you had to have a little extra because our friends were coming over and they were gonna.
If we wanted to eat, we had to buy it. Between you and your friends. Not you, all 5 of you.
I know. We always, every one of us always had a friend over,
Literally.
right?
Oh yeah, I think we always
At all
did.
time.
But
Almost always.
that was a conversation we had when you guys were really young. We wanted you to be at our house. We wanted to know who your friends were. We wanted to know who was influencing our kids. So I think that also played a big part in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys went through the typical phases and different things that, we won't go into all those stories, but I remember feeling frustrated with, why is my child doing this or that way?
Mostly Amy, right?
Why does my oldest son
I said I wasn't going to go into it, but you realize at the time you're like, wait a minute, why are you saying these things or acting this way or doing these things? But there's other influences outside of your own home.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's natural. Everybody experiments with doing what their peers are doing and saying
Or
what
even
they're saying.
acting a certain way, or
Acting
saying
a certain
certain
way.
things. And,
Or there's just challenges.
In some families, they would just say, well, you can't stay in my house. You have to,
Right.
you're 14
Which
years old. I
happened
don't
for
care.
many of your friends.
Yeah, I don't care. You're 14. You have to move out because you can't live here like that if you're going to be like that.
yeah.
Right.
So we certainly would.
And you
never
always
do that.
took people in too. There was
Happily.
multiple people who, multiple times where people didn't have a place to stay, and you let them live with us temporarily, which was pretty amazing. I know my friend Dom; he lived with us for a couple months.
It's
Yeah.
there is no
Everybody's
right, there
had
is no right
somebody.
way or wrong way. We just did our way.
Yeah.
It's not like tooting our horn or anything like that. I mean, we had no preconceived plan, really. It's just we
grip
reacted.
it
Just
and rip
good
it.
people. We
Yeah.
just want
Just grip it and rip it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think what it comes down to is like a lot of people talk about the idea of unconditional love, but like, what does that actually mean?
In
And like,
practice,
as hard as
We
it is to
feel
actually
it.
say it, like we actually have it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that any one of us really could do that would we know that we have 6 people that
Yep.
love us no matter what that we can go to, and that's like real.
Yeah. But it's also
It's very
like,
special.
right, that, I don't know, maybe I'm taking this way too far, but that unconditional love is like incredible, but it's also like everybody stepping up and like wanting to do good. Also, like, I feel like calls you to an expectation in life to like live out like the better version of what you can choose every
Yeah,
day.
obviously.
you know you don't live in isolation. You have other people that depend upon you. Even if it's in the back of your mind, you know that you have 4 siblings
Yeah.
that depend upon you. You have parents who depend upon you.
Yeah.
It does bring a bit of responsibility too. I agree with that notion because
Yeah.
because you have to choose to make this relationship work.
Yes,
as much
every
as
day it's a choice.
Yeah.
Just like our marriage. Every single
Yeah.
day we choose we are going to stay in this relationship.
Any relationship
Yeah.
is like that. If you want to stay
Yeah.
close to your friends, you have to make an effort to stay close
Yeah.
to your friends. If you
Yes.
want to stay
Yeah.
close to your kids and your siblings and your parents, you have to make that conscious choice.
Yep.
And that, like you were saying before, that's kind of what I think was kind of gained in our childhood and being so close in childhood too. Like, we annoyed each other like any brothers and sisters would.
You were
But we
so
always,
annoying.
but we always knew. Like, me and John could be annoying all day, and then we can go curl up in Beth's bed and just like hang out and talk and like have a great time.
Yeah.
Like, there was no like whatever. Like,
Yep.
me and Amy had a great relationship in different parts of our growing up, and we each had different moments where we were super close with another sibling, and it created this bond that is forever unbreakable, I think.
It'd be quite different to be an only child.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I can't even
I don't even know.
You wouldn't even
I
know
couldn't
how
even
to-
fathom it.
I literally cannot even comprehend what that would
There's nothing
be.
wrong with that.
No,
There is no,
of
no.
course not. I can't understand what that would be like, or
Literally.
what that would feel like.
People who share their experience as an only child, it's so far removed from what my experience has been that it's like I hear you and like I gotta take your word for it, but I cannot empathize by any stretch of the imagination.
It was a choice too. Like, when I had my first son, like, I couldn't even think about stopping at that. Like, it was like we got at least one more. Like, they need to have somebody that they grow up with.
Yeah.
From the moment their brain is developing until they're adults. Like, they got to have somebody that they can fall back on. It's a relationship that they're gonna have forever.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Anyway, to our 5 children.
To the 5.
Cheers.
OG
Sorry,
Team
Love you guys.
I'm empty,
In the
but
45 years.
So grateful.
To 45 years.
Yes. Happy anniversary.
happy anniversary,
Mr. and Mrs. Have you shared our last name?
Glover.
To Mr. and Mrs. Glover.
I don't think you're supposed to share that.
Why?
John was gonna figure it out eventually.
Wyatt labels everything.
I know.
Mrs. Glover.
You get married in 2 months. I'll remind you what your last name is. Wow. I'll tell the officiant
Yeah.
in case you forgot. what your last names will be. All right. I think we are going to exit.
Are you gonna exit? Okay. Appreciate you.
Go make
Thank you so much for joining.
No.
I want to have a little brother.
Little brother, everybody.
What did you say?
She said we're gonna go make
Baby number 6.
You have to post a video of this, dude. He said it's worth a try.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Did you just cry for help?
She did.
Wow, you don't even drink too loud when your wife cries for help.
Yeah, we'll just roll them out the back.
Dude, you have to play the video of this. This is hilarious.
We can always cut it for us.
Just for
It's for us. Yeah.
Posterity, John.
Get all the way up. I'll hand it to you.
Alright.
Then.
He's gonna knock
this
over
is-
the.
Baby's go.
Oh, he's got it. Look at
Just try
him.
not
He's
to kick
nimble.
Right.
He's nimble like cat.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. That was fun.
Love you guys.
Taking that down.
Careful
Yeah,
going
that's
downstairs, please.
Yeah,
Right.
please, seriously, you
Love you.
guys, seriously, be careful going
Love
down.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
Mom's got your drink
Here,
and the popcorn.
Yeah, we'll come running. We'll come get you.
Country roads, take me home.
We got the dogs.
Ben, help
Love
me.
ya. Love you guys.
Love you all.
He's probably asleep.
Duality Check rocks.
Duality Check.
Go check on Joelle. Make sure.
Yeah, he might be.
Check my room.
Need a room?
Check the roof.
Who knows? Who knows? Check the pool. We don't even have a pool. Check the pool.
Thank you.
Oh man, I think we can spread out a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can spread out a little bit if we
Well, that
want.
was fun.
So yeah, this is obviously going to be a little different of a podcast than
Keep the transition in there.
our listeners are used to, but this is fun.
Yeah,
That was awesome having them
very fun.
start the
I love
podcast.
that they joined us.
Me too.
So, what's up, guys?
A lot of energy just left the room.
I know.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
they got a lot of energy. It didn't transfer to us apparently.
I know we're all tired, and they're like partying.
Yeah, they can go. Then he'll sleep for 12 hours.
Yeah. They're funny.
Can you say
Do we wanna-
We can say we had another podcast. That
We already did.
Yeah, we already
talked about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and did you say that we talked a lot about education last time? We talked about
We didn't actually talk about that. Yeah.
the hearts. That whole
Yeah.
thing. You never
Yes.
sent me that video, by the way.
Did you ask me to?
Sure did.
Well,
If we had the recording,
You go,
you'd literally
go
say,
to
prove it, John.
you'd literally hear me say,
Prove it.
Drew would have said, dude, I'll send it to you right away.
Oh, you didn't do the links.
I got some alien stuff.
later.
We could always take a
Dude.
quick break
We could do alien stuff.
and then come back.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
And come back.
I'm into
Can we
it.
do that?
Sure.
All right. See y'all in a little bit. We're going to take a quick break
On this episode,
and then we'll be right back.
we're going to take a break and we'll be back.
That's why John's not included in the podcast.
What do you mean?
He just
Amy, was it you that commented that our when we come back it's super like soulful and like sultry, like
This call had with this person, here's the
I mean, the
here's the
doctors
gist
are
of the
doing it in the
conversation.
doctor's office now.
Yeah.
They just have AI listen to the whole thing. They don't do anything.
And then it automatically
Yeah.
does the filing and the record
oh, it's
taking.
definitely going to be a thing if it's not already.
The doctors are already.
No, but I mean like
Welcome back.
fully integrated.
We should all say it together.
Yeah.
Oh, should we? Okay. We're not back yet. So.
Okay.
Wait, what are we going to talk about? Does anybody have a topic?
Let's just get it. Let's just grip and
I
rip.
got a question.
Okay. For the group? On the
We were
podcast?
on the
Okay.
podcast.
I like it.
All right.
The music's playing right now.
Yeah, we're coming out of break, but it's all
Are
right.
you playing the classic Stevie Nader?
Is it muted? It's not muted, is it?
No, it's just not coming out of the TV.
Oh, the mic's
I have
muted.
it.
You guys gonna do one, two, three.
Mute them during the breaks.
We just want to make sure it's being recorded.
We'll do a welcome back. So it's on the 4, okay?
I'll follow your bounce.
Not rock, paper, scissors, but no, we are
Welcome
doing
back.
shoot. We're not doing rock, paper, scissors. We're doing rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I also don't like it, but that turns out that's how the world does it.
Wait, how do you do it?
No, that's how the
world
next
does-
generation of rock, paper,
We should
scissors
start and
is.
then have this conversation.
Okay. How much time? We got a minute and 40 seconds till we start.
Finish.
Minute 40 seconds, just finish.
Yeah, go.
Like,
How do you do it?
we've all done rock, paper, scissors.
No.
Rock, paper, scissors.
No,
You did shoot?
Shoot.
You've done shoot
for sure.
forever?
Always.
No, you have not done it
No,
forever.
you haven't.
That's just not true.
In my
It's not
memory, it's
true.
always
We're-
been shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper,
Yeah.
scissors.
You land
yeah.
on scissors.
And part of the
I may have
psychology
done
of the
that before,
game
but
is
it's
that
shoot now.
the part of the
It's shoot now,
psychology
and I
of the
don't like
game
it.
is that you're
Why is
saying scissors, but you're not. Like
Sure.
you're hoping that they're gonna do scissors.
But
kind
just
of.
psychologically.
Yeah, because they're
Yeah.
saying scissors. So
Yeah, the most likely scenario when you play somebody who just doesn't play all the time or even think about it is they're gonna go scissors because they hear that. Right?
yeah. So you're gonna see.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're gonna win
So
probably
then you
over
win.
50%
So that's
of
the
your
right way to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a psychological test, and they took that out of the game.
Right. So then it just turns into a
A
statistic
even-
thing,
Yeah, it just turns 50-50.
which is bullshit. It's not the game.
Wait.
Yeah. I mean, it does make it more fair.
I know.
Now that we're talking about
I
it.
know, but that removes intellect from it.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
And dominance.
Dominance, dude. Fuck yeah. Dominance.
There's actually studies shown what women will play versus men. And then if you know that, then you kind of can do a little guess of what that person
Yeah, I'm sure
for the
there's still
first
some
time,
psychological.
like the first time.
But you gotta know the person.
Yeah, you have to have a little bit of
You have to have
knowledge
some
about
kind of
them.
knowledge about them.
But actually, you can use that. The percentage is quite
Right.
like you can actually use that because you don't know them.
Yeah, and then still
This
hit
is a
it.
guy. He's probably gonna throw a rock.
Yeah, 30 seconds just so you guys know.
Yeah.
We'll just keep ripping.
Yeah. Girls are
I can
paper
just
because they're
edit
just.
Oh, okay. So we can just start.
Right?
Yeah, I could just include what we've done.
Oh, really? You have it being recorded right now? Oh, okay.
There's no reason not to. That's power.
Already recorded.
Heck yeah.
I think that people need to hear that.
For posterity,
For
right?
posterity.
Love you guys.
I love you.
You guys are awesome.
This is fun. I think we should do something like this once a month. Or as often as we think we can, but
If we shoot for once a month, it's probably gonna happen
Once a year.
quarterly. I think quarterly is
Quarterly
I
feels maybe doable.
more doable.
like
I think
actually.
kind of might line up with like times we're already getting together.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
have like periods where it's like we're all together all the time. And
Yeah.
Sometimes we're
Yeah.
Holidays,
Right.
birthdays.
Yeah, birthdays. But like they're a little clumped, so you get.
Dude, that's a good point. What
What's
are
the
the
biggest
months? Yeah, well, I was just thinking that. Like, is there a time period that we kind of go the
I know.
longest?
I would
Are
say
we in it?
I would say late
No.
spring and through summer. We have
Yeah,
Chris in
late
early
spring
summer,
through summer.
and then we don't have much until like the end of the year.
Well, May and June are Mother's Day, Father's Day.
True.
We had Easter in April.
That's what I mean. It's
But
like,
from like Father's Day to Chris, yeah, there's like a good month and a half.
then after that, after
And
Chris's
then-
birthday,
And then Mom's birthday's August, and then
yeah.
I don't think there's much
And there's
August,
October.
September until October our birthday.
Till-
So that might be the
Birthdays and then it's just holidays.
Yeah.
Like straight up, right?
Yeah.
Like it feels like birthdays and then everything else. And then you wake up one day and it's March. Is what it feels like, kind of.
So quarterly
100%.
feels
So
like
can you
had
plan
that.
your children's birthdays in those?
Yeah,
Windows.
please. Can you?
You guys do that?
thoughtful?
9 months, John.
Statistically
John, do the math.
speaking, anything could happen.
That's not true.
On the wedding night. We are having babies right away.
Wait, so that would be
I plan on breaking all the rules.
Breaking all the records.
This
That'll be
isn't
March.
recorded.
Oh,
You're
this
gonna
is
have a
being
March
recorded.
baby.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
She'll be listening in next week. Actually, on Tuesday. Probably next week. But
She'll know if I'm breaking the rules.
Hopefully she knows.
Oh no.
all right, well, we are back, y'all. We took a little break and we're back. I don't know if we knew we were back.
No, we're
gonna do
back.
it.
Wait, what are we saying? Welcome back.
Oh, ready? Wait, you gotta do the count.
Welcome back.
Wait.
Welcome back.
Okay, ready?
All right, you three go.
Wait, no, all of us. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back.
You didn't speak.
Beth didn't speak. Why? Did you get
She
nervous?
started laughing before she could even speak.
Wait, did you feel weird being that close to me?
She just.
Oh, we got it. Because our mouths were so close? Go to Amy. What the freak? We got
I
it.
got so nervous all of a sudden when I started to laugh. I couldn't say anything. She went radio silent.
Literally, dude. It's not public speaking.
She glitched.
Fully.
Oh my gosh.
We got her doing the laugh.
Got her going.
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
Welcome back.
There we go. Oh, man. All right, Beth.
Yeah.
I want to put you on the
I have a
spot, right?
question.
You have a question.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Do you guys believe that we landed on the moon?
Oh, hell yeah.
I like this topic.
This is a fun
I like this topic. I think it could go either way.
That's
Because
how I feel.
I think as the general public, in those days, it would be so easy to fake some sort of really high-tech technology to the masses when media was very limited. You had black and white TVs and you had radio and you were shown things months, if not weeks later.
The argument being people wouldn't have a template or like some sort of experience of how those things should go. So whatever you're told about like whatever, maybe
You just have to take it on faith.
yeah, right. You're just like, oh, I
know?
guess that's how technology works or whatever
and
the
you don't
kinks
feel
are.
like you're taking it on faith because there's video, there's
Right.
recordings, there's the stories and the history books.
Right.
Like,
Right. So from your perspective,
like
it's
who's the
fact,
one
yeah.
taking it on faith, right? Like,
Yeah. No,
so it's a hard thing to.
It's a hard thing
question.
to suss out. Yeah.
Can I, real quick? So
What's your thoughts on it?
You guys did. Talked about this like ad nauseum, like a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's what ad nauseum means.
Yes. Thank you. At length.
Yeah, at length. I threw that in for posterity.
All the big words.
Okay, cool.
He really wants to sound smart.
Yes.
Anyway,
The competition is strong.
With this one.
I'm the only left out brother on the podcast, so I gotta make a showing right now. Anyway,
You've been on the podcast before, John.
yeah, I was
You were
just
the
there.
first.
I was just there. No,
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
we've
really
talked
talk.
about this shit for all our lives.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I think because at some point you guys talked about somebody who was discussing like the rock, like the shadows and like the directions of the shadows or whatever.
Yep.
And then somewhat recently, and this is horrible, like because I don't have any like anywhere to cite it, but
Sure.
I did see somebody. It was the main guy who was recently on. It's not Joe Rogan, but that other podcast where the guys
Danny Jones.
Danny Jones,
Or Jesse Michaels, yeah.
Danny Jones, and he has the main that one guy. He's
The
like
astronaut. He was a
yes, the astronaut and the other guy who's like the
Bart
skeptic.
Sabrell.
Bart Sabrell,
There we
that's
go.
the name.
Yeah.
I
And
was
Bart
searching
Sabrell-
for it in my head.
Yeah,
So he's
Bart
an
Sabrell is
anti-moon
this guy
landing
who's guy.
Yeah, he has this whole presentation about why we didn't land on the moon.
And how it
One
was
of-
like, yeah. And
one
how
of
the
his
whole
points.
thing was faked.
One of his points that felt very compelling to me was the shadows. But then somebody responded to having seen that episode, and like is also like a professional lighting and cinematographer person, and they like pretty easily showed that can happen
On stages?
with the technology that they claim to use, and like gave an example of it. But the problem is, like, I'm not an expert in any of that, so like the degree that I would have to do my own research to be able to like tell who is the most viable source of information and credible is like so complicated that we all, as people watching it on the outside, like kind of have to take it on
faith,
certain level of faith. Like,
Why did you ask this?
I agree. I agree with that, and I think that it's all just whatever you're willing to suspend your disbelief for, right? Like, if you've been brought up in a world where the mainstream view on things is just something that you take as religion, then that's what you're gonna see the world as. Like, I believe that we all are seeing a different and experiencing a different world.
yeah,
You know, like the way we see the world and the way we intake the information is actually different. And it's the same thing as like, if you are colorblind and never got tested and don't know it, and we both look at the same color, and you've been conditioned to call whatever it is you're seeing over there as red, and I see the color truly as red, so I can relate with other people who truly see it as red. But if you see another color at some point, like, you're experiencing the world differently.
like red to
Every
me
day.
is as red is to you.
Well, you
but
see
it's
a
relative
color,
to my
and it could be a different shade of a color, but you've been told that it's red.
right.
Yeah.
Right, but it
we
doesn't. It's just as red to me in my experience of red
Because you've been
as your
brought up
red
to
is
believe it's
you.
red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But then when you like take that onto the macro, like, you're seeing the world in different
Lenses.
lenses.
You have all these different lenses from your experiences growing up that are so individual.
Yeah.
Not one other person, even as close as we are, we all still have different lenses,
Yeah.
different experiences.
Yeah.
And so everything gets filtered through those lenses.
What do you think about it? Like on the moon stuff? Like, do you have?
stuff?
Well, the reason I asked, because I was listening to a podcast and they brought it up. And it was like the first time I actually was like, what do I think? Like, I actually don't know. I haven't like researched. I don't know really much about it at all. And in that podcast, they were like, and we've never been back since. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, we've never been back to the moon since. So did we actually land on it? So then I started thinking about it. I was like, wait, hold on. Before that, I just really didn't like think about it too much.
Yeah.
So then I was like actually curious.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, because some of the evidence,
wild to think about.
some of the evidence in the contrary to the fact that we landed on the moon is compelling. Like, there are like aspects of like it. To me, it seems like whatever, like, we may have at some point in that during that time had the technology to go, but I don't know that we had the technology to go there and record it and to like document it the way we did. Like, we probably barely had the technology to get there. But to like get through the radioactive, like the Van Halen belts, and get to the moon and still have all of this footage from going to the moon, like, it almost seems like we, even if we did, it might have been like a probe, like a non-man-made or manned, like, no people in it, like, went to the moon, carried out the mission, and what we were sold, like the public, was that these 3 people went to the moon and did this mission. But really, they were just in a studio filming it to make it look good enough for people who've never really, they barely even know what TV is, and seeing other, you know, they don't know all the tricks, and like what they're seeing could be just in a studio. We did go to the moon in a way.
We're kind of experiencing that on a level with AI right now. With like having to question, wait, is that real? Because it's something so new that like it's hard to know, wait, but can they do that? Can they make it look like that? And so you don't know whether to believe it or not.
Right. We're entering a post-truth situation where how do you know what's real? Is it because someone told you? Is it because you've measured something yourself? Is it because you read it in a book or learned it in a class? Like, what is your source?
Dude.
And when all of those sources can be AI generated, and you know AI is prone to like hallucinations and just being really stupid.
And lying.
And lying.
Yeah. Like AI has been known, like there's been cases where it's been shown to just lie outright because it's hallucinating, where it's like doesn't want to admit that it doesn't know, so it like will make up something.
Are you guys using terms? Is it like
Well,
like
the hallucination term
like
is something that the programmers use.
Programmers use that term, but it's not hallucinating in the sense.
Yeah, it's not like our
meant
type
to
of
like help
hallucinating.
people understand kind of what's happening.
well, you have to understand a little bit
Which is
about
weird,
how AI works. It's these networks of numbers that do multiplication with each other. That's all it is. It's a big matrix multiplication, and you put information into it, and it spits something out. But all it's learning to do is put words together. So it's
In a
just
coherent
predicting
way.
the next word based on whatever statistical network it has developed. And it can be wrong, or it can not have training on a thing, and it will just predict a next word that maybe is likely in one scenario, but it takes it totally off the rails, and it's not a real human, so it's just going to follow wherever those words take it.
And this is the large language model, the LLM that they talk about with AI. Like it's deriving all of its information off of other words that were transcribed, like and fed to it.
Yeah, so you can ask it things, and if it doesn't know, or if you prompt
The context
it to act
of it.
in a certain way, it can just make up the most random shit in the world. So you can't really just inherently trust what comes from it.
Of course.
Although like there are some like verifiable things that like if you use it for like Google and you're like, what's a recipe for this? Like it's gonna spit out something that's like. But if you're talking like even like complex sentences, like it can miscue, or like especially if you use language in not the like phonetical way,
Right.
like or like the by the book, how the English language works. Like it could start messing with how it responds.
Well, the language is whatever we find useful to communicate with each other. That's why we have all these like memes and
Slang.
yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It's so weird to think about, like, well, so like, okay, back to the moon thing. What do you guys think about the Artemis thing? Because there's this whole thing about like getting outside the Kuiper Belt.
I think they're moving through it fast enough, and I think they have certain ways to deal with it. That radiation doesn't just automatically kill you. We are subject to radiation 24 hours a day. It's coming from our devices, it's coming from the sun, it's coming from the environment and our earth.
Like maybe we're more able to handle radiation than, because wasn't there an opinion that like humans can't go through the radiation belt?
Yeah, but you have certain thresholds.
Like if you go fast
it depends on
enough.
when you're going too.
Yeah, there's cycles of it.
There's space weather. The sun has flares and activity, and it shoots out energy, and we move through that as we go around the sun. And so that energy hits our magnetic field, and it creates these radiation zones. But the question is, if you get through it fast enough, in radiation, it's all about how high is the dose and how long are you exposed to it. So if you can do things to shield yourself and you just shoot right through, then you could be fine.
Right,
Or it's just small enough that it's like getting an X-ray. Like
So
you
they-
shouldn't get an X-ray every day.
Right.
But that's why people who work for it go in the other room and they wear the lead.
Yeah.
It's probably like they wouldn't put lead on a spacecraft because it's super dense, but they would. They're coming up with like other creative ways to like shield enough to get through,
Yeah.
but not so much that it weighs down the craft.
What about
Well, like
re-entry?
the spacesuits and stuff.
They're still
Yeah.
exposed to that same level of radiation on the way back,
yeah.
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
But it's all about what
Dude,
time
they
of
should've
year
just
is it? Is it a big storm and the radiation in that area is super high, or are they probably scheduling it based on when it's quiet
Yeah.
to send someone through?
Right, that'd be smart. But I mean, really, but like the thought being like that was one of the arguments against like the original Apollo mission, right? Like humans can't go through there, so they were obviously just floating around in lower Earth orbit.
I just don't think they have the evidence to make that statement so confident.
Well, they don't anymore because
Yeah.
they destroyed everything from those missions. They literally, all of the spacecraft, like everything, and they have like replicas of the landers and stuff, but I don't think they have any of the originals, do they?
I don't know. I think we can get through the Kuiper belts. I think humans can survive.
Dude,
I think
they
they
should have just
definitely could
landed.
now.
Why didn't they? Did anybody ask, or did you guys research? Like, I wish I would have asked them. I should have sent them an email. Why didn't you guys land? Like, you're there. Like, I get that's relatively complicated, but how much of and obviously
It adds
like,
months.
Are you talking about
NASA's
Artemis?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
I'm sure it adds
Why
months.
didn't they land on
And obviously Artemis's number one mission wasn't to say like this is going to be our mission to like prove that we can do this. You know what I mean? Like that. Like if you're NASA and you did land, you do not care about all the people who are like trying to say you didn't land, right? Like you don't need to prove it to anybody.
But it's a totally different operation
You're
to
right.
travel there and slingshot back versus to go there and orbit and land
and then
reattach and come home. Like that's
You're right,
really hard.
And the thing is, they got rid of the whole like after the shuttles, they decommissioned all of that stuff. Well, those were just International Space Station trips, weren't they? With the shuttles, they didn't take the shuttles.
The shuttle never went to the moon.
Yeah, those were just the Apollo capsules, right?
Apollo.
All of the video seems weird, in my opinion.
Of the Apollo
Of just the
missions?
mission where you're seeing
Apollo?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It just seems weird, but also like the cameras at the time were bad, and like it seems weird. Like I'm thinking that the footage we're seeing is just not authentic. I don't think that necessarily we didn't go there, but like all of the videos and all of the evidence showing that we went there is just kind of like suspicious.
That one video where they're like, the guy clearly comes into frame.
Oh yeah, and they
after
show
like,
how
or at least
they're
what
behind.
seems like he's trying to create some sort of shape in the window.
Yep.
To give you this visual of
That was Bart Sabro too, I think that showed that
Yeah,
evidence.
he talked about that.
Yeah, it was there.
That felt crazy compelling. I was like, what?
So like there was so they were taking a
You guys see
video
that?
to show like
Oh man.
they were trying to say that they were really far away from the Earth and they were capturing it in space, just floating there in like this darkness. And they're taking a video, and at some point, like you're seeing the Earth, right? You're seeing all the colors, the blues and the browns and
Round
the greens,
Earth,
and it's
right.
round, and it's like the whole thing. But then all of a sudden, you see it kind of like somebody walk past, and like the focus of the camera changes, and you can see like they're like away from the window. Like they're playing it off as they're sticking the camera in this window and you're just seeing the Earth.
Yeah.
But really they're way far back in this, space capsule, and there's somebody floating past, and it's just like a trick of the eye. Like it makes it seem like they're further away from the Earth.
Didn't the guy hold something up? Is one of the theories or something to make that shape fully with the window? Or
Oh,
is that
yeah.
not? I thought that's what.
No, yeah, they
the whole
put
thing
an
was.
insert in the window to show like as a crescent.
That's the claim.
That's the
right.
whole. That's the part that was like.
I think there was two, because there was one where they were making it seem like they were far away from the Earth, and then then they showed like the crescent, like as if like the sun was setting on one side of the Earth, so you're seeing like the dark side and the light side of Earth. But then it like zooms out and somebody takes this insert out of the window that takes away the crescent shape, and they're like right above the Earth, like just in orbit,
blown out,
Yeah.
like because. It's like a trick. It's like a camera trick. Like it gives you the impression that you're looking, that a camera is up against a window and
you're looking at
seeing
something
the
far away, but really
if
it's
you have
like close.
no basis of what the Earth should look like, right? Then like from anybody at home who's getting a live feed of the Earth, right? Is this the argument?
I think it was a live,
It's kind of
supposed to be
the
a live
thought
feed,
that,
yeah.
they were just creating this like
Illusion.
illusion
Yeah, so
of
Bart
wanted
Sabrell's
to-
argument is that they orbited the Earth, and they
In
played
orbit.
pre-recorded footage of them landing on the moon, and that Stanley Kubrick was the director.
Yeah.
That was an odd detail, I felt like.
Yeah.
But also he's
Stanley Kubrick.
He did another
Well,
film
he
for
did
him.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, which was a sci-fi
Why
space
did he
novel
point
or
at Stanley
movie.
Kubrick though? That feels like a weird. What's the
Well,
point?
he
of
had
naming
ties to
him?
the government or NASA at the time, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was part of it. Like he knew people that
So
were
then Bart
like he
just said it was probably him.
Yeah, I think he made that connection because it's like the most obvious. Like
Interesting.
it would be the most obvious because Stanley Kubrick was using like NASA people to help on his movie to like make sure the science is correct when he's like putting this movie together.
Oh,
And so he had a connection
that's
to that.
why he was. Yeah, I got you.
So that's where he's getting the idea that he may have been in on like filming some extra stuff for NASA to use for their space landing or their moon landing.
And there's apparently a bunch of symbology in The Shining
Right.
that has to do with it. The boy is wearing
Do you watch Shining?
Apollo
Yeah, I don't.
shirt, and it's got the rocket. And there's
And like certain numbers on the doors, and like there was like little details, like the sweater he was wearing,
Yeah.
and then like the carpet pattern, like
Right.
spelled something out.
Holy smokes! Can we watch any of this?
We could
Like, are there ways
for
to?
something.
look for some clips.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be right now. I'm just
What do you
curious.
think?
It's interesting.
Opinion.
Listening to you guys.
Yeah.
Do you guys
I
know?
don't know what I think.
Do you
but
guys
that's so
know
interesting.
who Bob Lazar is? John?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Amy?
yeah.
No.
We should play some stuff on him. We should play the.
I actually clipped some Jesse Michaels with
Oh,
him.
okay, cool. We should pull that up.
Can you play it for the group while
Yeah,
we are
yeah,
on the
yeah.
pod?
Yeah. I just want to set it up a little.
Yeah, go ahead.
John, stop kissing the microphone.
I just like saying like dramatic things on the microphone.
So he's this guy, he's a scientist who in the late 80s, like 89, he came out as a whistleblower, and he said that he worked for the government at Area 51 in a place called S4. And this was in 89. This was before anyone knew what Area 51 was. He is the reason that is a thing in our popular culture.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Bob Lazar.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. This is before it was very.
and
like,
now we
known.
know that Area 51 is real, but they still deny that S4 is real, which is the specific site, he says, where they have captured these UFOs from all over the world, from different crashes
Roswell being one of
and
them.
archaeological digs.
Yeah, he says that specifically, but he also made it sound like he called it a dig, but a lot like some of them were found in the ocean.
Yeah, he clarified recently that that's what he meant.
Like maybe some like archaeological. I don't know if they're finding them under the ground, but they're finding them like crashed or they're called. And he mentioned it too. I think about them being like gifts, like or like I guess gifts to us. I guess I don't know.
So Bob Lazar's basically, he comes out, he says he was hired by them to reverse engineer the technology to try and figure out how their technology worked. So how did the engine work? How did the propulsion work? So he said he's been in one. He's like had the thing and studied it and
He's
tried
seen
to
the
figure out like
materials.
how it works.
Yeah.
What are the materials made of?
Yeah,
It's got this element. He said it's element 115.
on the periodic
Which-
table.
At that time in the 80s had not been detected by
Discovered.
us.
Yeah.
It's been since
It's an
created in,
unstable-
like particle accelerators,
But
but
it's
it's unstable.
yeah.
They don't last.
Yeah, he's saying it's a stable like version of this element 115 where it doesn't decay like immediately when it's created.
And he says they put that in this little generator and
Yeah.
it creates a field that they runs these, like he calls them emitters.
Yeah, which he describes it as there's 3 of them, but you can use it in different ways. So like if you just turn one on, it's for like, just hopping down the road, you're just kind of like cruising or floating. Yeah. And then there's like, I think it was Delta, like they called it.
Use all 3.
Where you're putting all 3, and
direction.
they actually point in front of the craft, and that's when like some of the videos we've seen, like the Nimitz. I think it was the Nimitz one where they saw this craft, and it looks like a normal saucer, but it turned on its belly, and it with the belly of the craft like moved. And he says that's part of the emitters are at the bottom of the craft. So when it's just moving normally on a lower state, it's just got the one emitter and it moves at a normal. But when it uses all of them to like basically teleport through the universe or whatever, it moves on its belly and then moves that way, which is what we've seen in some videos. And obviously the government says, and all these Congress people are saying they've seen all these videos, but none of them have been released.
Right.
That are not public yet.
And then there's also the fact that there's been scientists all over the world for a long time that have been studying like anti-gravitic effects and some of the elements that exhibit weird, like anomalous behaviors, like bismuth. And bismuth, if you look at the periodic table of elements, you know how it's in like rows. Things that are in rows share common amounts of electrons in their outer shell. And so they end up taking similar shapes, having similar behaviors. So this bismuth that people have been studying for a long time in relation to antigravitics is right above the element 115.
So they share the same properties.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you could have a stable version of that, presumably it could have enhanced effects of even what the bismuth is showing. So anyway, Bob Lazar came out in the 80s with all this stuff.
What made him want to tell people, like, did something happen?
Yeah,
what was,
so
he
began to get scared for his life.
Even before that, he was kind of like a part-time employee there. Like he wasn't working there all that often. And they kind of called him in a whim's notice, and he would stay there for like a few days and then not come back for like a month or something. Like that was kind of his schedule with the government, because he was working at Los Alamos labs right at the time. Yeah. And he was kind of just like this engineer, and he just has like an interesting way of looking at things. He's not kind of like the typical guy.
He's like contracted.
He was a contracted guy, but he was like working on
This is the
like,
kind of guy he was. He
undercover.
put a jet engine on his Honda.
Yeah. Like an airplane jet engine.
Wasn't that what he was known for?
Before,
in terms of like his propulsion,
like he was in the
expertise.
local newspaper for that. And that's actually how he wound up getting a recommendation from a famous scientist into
like,
this government job, what turned out to be at Area 51.
Yeah, and then so what made him kind of want to come out and share the story was it seemed like at some point while he's working there, when he's not on duty actively working there, he started eventually telling people and bringing people to come and see the craft, because he knew the schedule of when they tested it and when they would fly it over the area that he worked at. And so he was bringing people out there, and before he even came out, he successfully, without getting caught, brought people out there to watch it. And then at one point he did get caught. And at the same time, the entire time he was working with them, his phones were being tapped. He was being monitored at all times by this group. And they found out that his wife had been cheating on him. And to them, he says that means that you might have some unstable like home life, and they might distance themselves from you. And at the same time, he had just gotten caught bringing people. Around that same time, he had just got caught bringing people to see the craft.
So he was worried.
So he had started getting worried that he he said
they were
like
gonna kill him?
Yeah, or do something.
Well, like if they don't trust him,
If they don't trust him with the secret,
Well, that's
has
what
to be
I'm
top
saying.
secret.
like that's
He's
something that he
worried
would.
for his
Yeah, he was
life.
worried for his life. Yeah.
so he thought his best chance
Was
he
to
got
go
talked
public.
into going public.
By a guy, was it Lear that
Yeah.
talked him into going public?
Yeah.
Well, with George, obviously.
Yeah, and
But
they talked to George Knapp, who's this guy,
Las
he
Vegas
was,
reporter.
and he's Las Vegas reporter. He's still
Yeah.
a reporter, but he also covers UFOs and stuff. But he broke the news for the Bob Lazar story.
And at first, he was anonymous. Like when he first came out with the story in the late '80s, he was anonymous.
He was like on a screen, where they just filmed the silhouette.
Yeah, he was like in a shadow.
like your shadow.
Yeah. But you could tell, knowing what he looks like now, that was him. Like the way he talked,
they
his
changed his
mannerisms,
name and
like,
stuff, too.
Obvious stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it's the same story that he told in the early '90s, and he's still telling it now on Joe Rogan and all these big podcasts. And now people are getting more interested in it because things are coming out. Congress is now debating these things. They're trying to, get it public, and there's people fighting in those arenas trying to like disclose what we do know. Even though we might not know anything, it's a real possibility that the government knows nothing, and that there's some other group that is, a part of it.
That would be wild if they actually knew nothing, but then actually got power from people thinking they know something,
Yes.
like,
Dude.
And that's a real possibility. That's a real possibility because that's a dynamic that they would need to.
Yeah.
It's a dynamic that they would need to maintain.
Yeah.
As that they are knowledgeable about all of the things that are going on, because that's how they maintain their hold on the population. If they don't know and they're supposed to protect us, that's the whole agreement, right? Is they're protecting us.
Right. How
They're
do they
providing
keep
these
it?
things.
Yeah, how do they
That's a
keep
good
that
point,
control?
Yep.
So if they have no control over it and they're trying to figure it out just as much as we want to know, then that's scary too, because now nobody knows what's going on and who they are, and if they're in contact with anybody else on Earth. There's a lot of things that it could be.
Especially if you start to include details like them being sighted for decades around nuclear missile sites, nuclear submarines.
And there's stories that during one of these sightings, they have deactivated active nukes and they've activated unactivated nukes. Like they've done both things to show it,
UAP?
from the UAP phenomenon that's happening around nuclear sites. They have done both, where they can show that they can turn off nukes at any time and they can turn on nukes at any time.
There's this author, Robert Hastings. He wrote this book called UFOs and Nukes. And he found and documented and interviewed over 150
Military
ex-military people who worked in different roles, but a lot of them are people who worked at these missile sites where we kept nuclear missiles. And these are the type of people that they have to report if they have an ibuprofen because they're entrusted with nuclear weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They've got to be straight.
These are the most reliable people.
And they're saying that these things have happened.
Yeah, they're saying they've seen UFOs and anomalous activity and missiles being turned on, missiles being turned off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost have to play dumb either way. You have to play dumb if you do know, and you have to play dumb if you don't know as a government. If you don't know, you got to say that you know.
Yeah.
And by saying, and without saying that you know, you have to make it seem like you're keeping a secret. That you do know something, but there's something there, but we can't tell you. Yeah. They have to string you along enough.
This is going to be really random, but I have to ask before I forget. So if what are missiles pointed at when they're inactive? Because if they just get turned on and blow up, what are they directed
They have to be programmed in with a location. They have to have a flight plan.
They have a GPS target
to launch.
And
and then they have online, like on board,
electronic
and
now,
navigation systems and stuff. And they just
They use satellites to find
So like
targets,
that
and then they say
system
a
is getting
target.
turned on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not really pointed at anything until it's specifically programmed to go
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
They're always just
Which
pointed
direction?
at.
It's pointed at something.
They're always
Until
pointed
they
out.
change.
They're just hovering above the ocean, just pointed out somewhere.
Okay, I don't know how it all works. So I'm curious.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
It's kind of scary. I mean, and there's been multiple times in history, like not too distant history either, where like governments have come together and said like, let's disarm our nukes. Like if we take the nukes off the table, like they didn't obviously disarm a lot. They just had like nuclear disarmament. Like we'll take away 5% of our nukes if you take away 5% of your nukes, you know, stuff like that. And there's evidence that like there's some. I mean, it's loose evidence, but
Bro.
there's like
How do you?
Wait, what's the evidence of? Don't stop it.
No, you're right. Sorry. What's
there's
that?
evidence of like, you know, governments like no like having like a shadow government that like is in control in some way or has feelers out in some way of almost all of the major powers in the world, and they are the ones that are aware of what's going on, and they're the ones since the 40s, 30s, maybe just after World War II, where this like shadow government is kind of like this military industrial complex, and it seems to be like worldwide, you know, by this point, and they're the ones that are in control. And I think I'm just on another tangent now because I lost my track. Sorry, it's not your fault, but
All I was gonna say is like if you're a country,
I'm never gonna know what the 5%. What's happening with the 5%?
so you're saying like if you disable 5% of your nukes, right? Like
Right.
take them offline, get
But
rid
then
of
there's
them.
evidence that
He was saying there's
that the
evidence
governments that governments
that's
are
happening. Is that what you're
aware, like multiple governments are aware that UFOs have that capability, and they're coming to agreements.
because of
maybe
that
behind the scenes
information.
because of that information.
Thank you. I needed
Yeah,
that
sorry.
closure
Sorry.
on that. That was gonna bother
I
me.
lost the total train of thought.
But I like where you went to. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, just from like from the standpoint of like world powers, right? Like if you have nuclear armaments,
Is that what they're called?
armaments.
Armor is like armor is like a shield, and armaments is like weapons.
Totally.
Is that true though?
So
Like the word.
armaments.
Yeah.
Okay. Just gotta make sure. I don't want to
So
say
if
it.
you had-
It's not a real word.
If you had
Armaments is a real
nuclear
word.
bombs, right, and you're a world power, and like you're the one who maybe you reach out to Russia and you're like, hey, let's drop it by 5%, right? And the whole goal is to go down to zero. Cool. Like, if I was one of the superpowers, I'm probably not going to zero, right? Like,
right.
you want to make sure that you have something
Of course.
just in case they're not.
I don't think
also
it would ever
going
go to
zero.
I don't think anybody would ever say they're going to zero.
No,
either.
right. So like,
Yeah.
in my mind, psychologically, this is not going away.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
And so any amount of nuclear
and
power
recent
is-
history has been a lesson for countries about this. Countries that don't have nuclear weapons, they get invaded.
A lot.
Countries that do have nuclear weapons, they don't get touched. North Korea.
because you have the power to just end
Right.
Something.
that
Yeah,
freaking civilization.
Well,
So there's real heavy motivation to have them. And especially now with this whole thing with Iran, they were in deals to not have nuclear weapons, and we bombed them anyway.
well, and they were even saying because they were led by their spiritual, leader,
Right.
and they were like, "It's against our religion. We won't do that. Like, we
But-
don't even have any reason to want to do it. If you just don't mess with us, like, there's no we're cool."
Yeah.
It's kind of what they were saying.
Libya was a country that walked back from nuclear weapons, and then they got invaded. So there's a bunch of examples
Yeah.
of that. So there's real motivation to have them if you can, and especially if you're close like they are and getting attacked.
Right.
So it's almost backfiring
But-
It's making them. In my mind, it's probably gonna make them want it more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway,
Yeah.
the real question is,
Can
we
will
even
something
have
stop
a nuclear
it, please?
war?
I know, we might not even
if
be able to.
UFOs have proven over and over again that they can just flick them on and off, like, is that even on the table?
Hopefully
And
not.
do the world leaders know about that?
Well, we wouldn't know what what would they want? Would they want us to? Would they want it to follow through? Would they
Right.
want, or would they want to stop
Do we
it?
know
Like, how
that?
could we
Do
know?
we know that?
Right.
Even though they have the power to.
Right.
Right. We can't say that they're malevolent or that they're benevolent.
Right. We can't.
We can't
Judge
assume that at
either way.
least
Good or
unless
bad.
they
Yeah.
have proved it, right?
Yeah.
And if they like one day show up and like, we've been here for years, we've been making sure nothing happens.
Why do they sound? Why do they
That's the
sound
voice.
so like sultry?
That's the voice. I don't know.
I'm literally attracted to
I
them
am
just by hearing you talk. That
We
was,
are actually
I'm channeling right now, okay?
I'm into them.
That's just how they talk, okay? That's just how we are.
How tall are they?
In my mind,
Okay, so if they,
I don't know.
yeah, if they come and say that, like,
But
we've
yeah.
been here and we've been maneuvering things
So-
as we saw fit.
There's a lot of people who believe that that's true, and who knows unless you have an experience that tells you that that's true. Like, unless there is some time where they just show up on the coastlines like in Arrival, or they land somewhere and they sit there for a decade and don't do anything, and you're just like, society just copes with the fact that they're there.
Dude, we're back to the moon
know?
landing because we see footage of it. How do we know it's real?
True.
How can we trust
I know.
that this is real
It's-
and all 7 billion people on
This is
the planet
truly
are going
agreeing.
to agree that
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
real and these are aliens and that what they
genuinely-
say is real.
It is literally.
Unless
it is
you- unless you
cannot just
see it
all
yourself.
Believe
Yeah.
something now, unless you see it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like there would be no. If you showed me something, you were so convinced. Like, I'd be like, it's possible that that's completely
Yeah.
not real.
But
like,
I have no reason to
know.
believe that's not AI generated.
Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy to think about. Like, even all of us growing up, like, you kind of just believe what you see.
Dude,
Right?
and
Like,
that
there's
was
a
our only
term.
option
That was
outside of
the-
like the
so-
TV we did have. but-
Right.
and the
There's a
computer
term
ones
for this,
eventually.
and maybe Dean will think of it while I'm describing it. But it's like this idea that like, what is knowledge? Like you kind of
Knowledge is
touched
power.
on it earlier. But
Next
like,
question.
but like,
Next question.
how are
We
you
learned that in
getting?
elementary school.
How are you getting your knowledge? What is your knowledge? What can you say you're the most knowledgeable about? Right. So you have these experts who, some of them, in a lot of ways, do the physical things to, find out the answers to certain questions, right? But then they write books, and then that knowledge gets passed on to somebody else, and they're not doing the thing that the first person did.
Yeah, right. It's
to
all
test
based
it.
on somebody
It's just
else's.
reading about it, and then that goes on for generations and generations, where people are learning how to do things just off of other words
And what did we
learning
talk
what to
about already?
believe.
The lenses.
Yeah.
When you're reading information and taking in knowledge, you still have lenses
Yeah.
that it's filtering through.
We definitely have lenses, and we also, there's another level to that I think a lot of people don't think about enough, which is that we're not actually seeing, like, what we're experiencing is our mind projecting a space. Like, the light that hits your eyes, it gets converted, and then somehow electrical signals in your brain turn into this experience of reality.
Image.
Like, there is a projection created by your brain taking in information. That doesn't necessarily mean that the way your brain is projecting it is
How it actually
how
is.
it
better way to-
actually is from someone else's point of view.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's filter is a good way to put that, right?
Yeah,
like this
what are-
information is, whatever, maybe.
The
maybe
same
not, but I'm gonna say
information
this
is being
information is
filtered
here,
through all
but
of
we're
these minds.
filtering it differently through
Right.
our own
because our
personal
brain is always
filters.
creating our experience,
Yeah,
it has different things happening there's different things we're thinking about or stressing about or having emotions about or.
And then you got the same thing visually.
Pattern.
That's all visually, and then you got your mental, right? And then you got your hearing and your smell and your touch and all these things, right?
Dude, and then like emotional too. Like we all have different things that are triggering how we're emotionally responding
a
to
certain
the information.
song or a certain smell,
song or smell, or
those can trigger deep emotions that could make you cry. Like if it's like a deep enough emotion.
It's too much to think about, guys.
Did you guys know that your eyeballs, like the way the light comes in,
it's upside down.
Hits upside down.
Yeah.
And there's a certain spot where you don't have sensitivity where the nerve ending hits in the back of the eyeball. There's a certain area that doesn't have a lot of sensitivity. So you basically have a blank spot on each eye and they're upside down. But your brain turns it right side up, combines it, makes it this depth experience, and fills in the hole.
Yeah, like our peripherals, like
that's a lot of processing. Like it's
crazy.
Dude, well, like all these like visual illusions, I send them to you a lot. I think I send them to both you guys a lot.
Yeah,
like that
Yeah,
one.
the sibling one.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not sure about you two yet. He's not sure about you guys. There's no you can handle the optical.
Do you guys have a brother thread?
Yeah, we have, and Chris is in it.
You guys have a sister thread.
Just on text message.
Exactly.
That's the closest we can get to that.
Wait, Chris is it on it?
Yeah,
Chris is in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like the Glover boys.
Glove boys.
Jordan and Emery aren't.
Not yet. I'm just kidding. Not yet. They'll be in it soon.
that'd be it.
Eventually. Maybe.
But the
John was
battery
right,
one?
but they're not Glovers.
Did you see the battery one where like the drawing around the batteries rolling together? Like literally they set the batteries down and they look like totally different sizes.
Can you cue it?
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
No, we're not. We're talking about something else. Sorry.
Oh, no.
What are you talking about?
John?
This is my cue to just
John,
leave the podcast. Thank you for your time.
send it to Dean's phone. He can play it.
Oh, the optical
never mind.
illusion.
Oh, yeah, no,
Can I just show this?
Send it to John. Send it to Dean. Send it to Dean. So this is, we were talking about this earlier. This is Bob Lazar. No, we're going to go back to that. We're going to go back to that. This is, we want to continue on this thread because we were just talking about it. So this is Bob Lazar on Jesse Michels, and this is some of clips from...
This is Bob on the left, Jesse Michels on the right.
Yeah.
Me too. I don't know if Jesse gave you any context to why I wanted to talk to you.
They have a bit, yeah, but maybe we'll rehash it.
Okay. So, Bob, check this out. Okay. I have in my possession UFO footage that has a story behind it that is compelling but not convincing. And I've been waiting to just do something with this footage or receive confirmation of sorts. And I see this particular orange disc sometimes in UFO videos and documentaries I'm watching. It pops up every now and then. But when I was watching the trailer for S4 that you guys released, about 80% of the way through the trailer, you guys show a disc that is at night, but then kind of coats itself in this orange.
Right.
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right. Yeah.
Dude, I paused it there and I said, oh my God, that looks exactly like the footage that I have. So this footage, supposedly authentic, was taken by two college kids who wanted to go to Area 51 in the 90s, I believe it was 1995, and film their experience of trying to see if they could stumble upon a UFO or just alien activity of sorts.
Let's break this down. A couple of college-age guys drove out to the Black Mailbox, an infamous landmark entrance point to Area 51. It's along the road that leads to Groom Lake, extremely close to where Bob said he worked. It's nighttime. They're parked right in front of the fence surrounding the secret facility. The lights are off on their car, and they have a camera resting on the armrest, pointed through the front windshield.
And then it cuts to under the dashboard, and you see something very clearly illuminating like the top of the dashboard, and they're like hunkered underneath the car and they're whispering to each other like, I think it's out there, like I don't know what it is, maybe we should go out, and they're like kind of scared.
Then something appears just beyond the glass. The craft is hovering extremely close to the car. It's orange and slightly wobbling or undulating in place as if it's on a wave. You can hear the two guys whispering.
It's out there. Stop it. Over there.
Yeah, that to me is exactly how it was described by Bob. It's exact like you're handed.
Yeah,
this.
it's moving the right way.
Yeah,
It's the right color and it's the right shape. So it makes it very compelling.
The intensity of the light, there's something very, very bright that is affecting that. The dash is being lit. It's the dash of the vehicle, and the craft is above it.
Right.
And look at the intent. Here's the dash, and look at the intensity of the light that's going to happen here. Right. Whoa. There. Those are really.
Yeah,
awesome.
you can, and it's fading in and out.
Yeah,
so it's
you
moving
can't
up there.
fake that.
You can see that it wobbles exactly
But it wobbles.
like your
It
film.
wobbles. That's the important thing. Yeah. So it does comport with your video.
It wobbles. It glows like that, in that color, in that shape.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
It's wild.
Can I just that where was the transition from the dash to
Yeah,
that?
that's exactly
That's literally
where
like
I was. Like,
I'm
why
like
did
that.
our
There's nothing
view
compelling
change?
about that.
I need to see the dash and the thing.
Do you know how often we can look out a window and there's some reflection off of a window that's like doing something
Like
that
you're
we don't
saying-
understand? I'm just saying
Yeah.
the transition is like this is them just giving credibility to this without us seeing anything that would like just by visual alone would indicate that it's anything.
I just find it interesting that Bob's like, that's exactly how it looks like, though.
Like
Well, and
this
so the
situation, the wobbling or whatever.
The guy that was down up close that was with Bob right there at the end, that's Luigi. He's the one who made this most recent, like, I guess you would call it a video
Yeah, that was
biography.
something I wanted to bring
Bob
up while we were
Lazar.
talking about Bob.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was Venditti or Venditti or something like
Luigi
that.
Venditelli. or
Venditelli,
something?
that's it. And he's the filmmaker that makes this Bob Lazar,
So he
video
spent the
biography.
last 3 years interviewing,
Recreating.
working with Bob, recreating
His entire
everything.
story.
Yeah.
So like that's what I think you have it right. Yeah.
So
I want to watch it.
He used like the satellite data to like make the landscape. He like modeled the base. They modeled the UFOs, and they matched all the textures and descriptions and everything with Bob's memory to try and make it as accurate of a depiction of what he's trying to say about what happened to him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to recreate his experience.
Yeah.
They're trying to show the story visually. So
Yeah.
like instead
When's
of just
that
his
supposed
words.
to drop?
It's out.
should
I
release
it.
actually have it.
Oh.
We should watch it.
We should
one day.
definitely
that'd be
watch that.
interesting.
That would be cool.
Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they address
Do they? Yeah, the transition.
the transition?
I don't think they do.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think they do.
Talk like that's
That
not
bugs
like,
me. That bugs me about
That's
this.
exactly what I thought.
Do you
That
wanna listen
stuff,
a little more?
man.
We can keep listening.
Do you
I'm
want to
just
listen a
curious
little more
what he
and see if they
says.
do?
Yeah.
All right.
It's impressive. It is.
The craft emits an orange-reddish color, which is not a coincidence. A craft with strong field interactions, like the ones that Bob alludes to, creates an ionized plasma sheath around itself. The dominant atmospheric gas on Earth is nitrogen. Ionized nitrogen that interacts with plasma glows red-orange.
God.
This classic observation of a glowing reddish or orange.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Why is he talking to Logan Paul?
He's the one.
Is this
who,
just Logan? Did Logan Paul randomly come across someone's random file from '95?
Well, think
Like,
about
what
it.
is the-
Think about it. If
what's
you're
the basis of
if
this
you're a person
conversation?
sitting on a video like that, like
Logan Paul
you're-
was
No,
somehow
he
he
got a copy.
he got
of
access
that.
to it.
just from whoever.
I forget. There's a whole story behind it. I don't know it, but
To to me, I'm just like, this just feels like the biggest clickbait. Like, oh, Logan Paul talks about UFOs. Like,
no, for sure.
Whatever. I'm obviously being a skeptic here, but I'm just like,
so
it just feels so put on.
Logan,
a little bit.
And Logan and Jesse have become friends because of this. Like, they have an interest. Like, Logan has showed interest, and he's been in other videos of Jesse's too, where they talk about UFOs. Like, he was with them when they talked to. I think Lou Elizondo or one of the other whistleblowers early on. He was in one of those videos.
So
too.
It's a known interest of Logan Paul's.
Yeah.
It's like
through Jesse.
He is.
Yeah, and it's something he got access to.
It's not something that you're going to find on his podcast or his thing. Like, he maybe mentioned it, but you see him with Jesse because that's the person he knows that is interested in doing stuff.
So if you're sitting on a video like that, you know Logan Paul's into it, you send it in. Like,
yeah, especially if you're like one of his followers or something.
Him getting access to something.
But I agree. Like, none of the UFO footage has been like the one thing that's going to make you believe that there are UFOs.
For me, it's not about any one video being like, this is the undisputed proof. It's more like
the collection of all of it.
Yeah, the sum of the parts of the whole phenomenon and everyone's experiences with it.
Especially when you get
thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have
and then you
different little snippets of stories and like,
really
are you
credible
believing
people,
that
though.
all these people are just fabricating something because they're batshit crazy, or is it maybe there's actually something going on and it's inconvenient to publicize it as that, you know?
Yeah, there's been some really incredible people like Commander Fravor, like other people, like they see these things, and there's different versions of UFOs too. Like, they're not all this.
Yeah, it's not all just random citizens either. It's government people, like the people on the PRP program, like we were talking about.
And people discredit Bob too because he's got, checkered past. He owned and ran a brothel at one point and like
scandalous
in Vegas and like.
Well, it's because he lived in the desert. With nothing around him.
So you build a rocket car to go fast on this desert plane, Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was just.
I think Bob is very fascinating, but again, he doesn't tell you. He's not going out and saying, "Believe me." He's just saying, "This is my experience. I'm telling you, it's really for his own safety." But
the safety part, I feel like that would be unsafe.
Well, at this point, like he's been out there for long enough. Like
enough people know about him that if he were to disappear, people would question him.
Exactly. That's it.
Got it.
That's the reason behind it.
Yeah.
And then his story's out there now, and people are going to give it more credibility after you get martyred.
Martyred.
Yeah.
Martyred.
That's really truly.
Yeah, martyred is the word.
John.
Did your vocabulary app tell you that today?
Martyred means to.
Deaded.
What?
Be deaded for a cause.
For a cause, yeah. It's like you're.
It's an inside joke.
Okay.
Good job with your vocabulary words.
Do you know? You do.
I was just seeing if you knew what you were saying.
God. I do know. I just don't know how to describe it.
He knows.
How would you describe martyred?
Deaded for a cause. They just said that.
But it's specifically like you get elevated because of your death. Like the act of you dying is like
what people who are alive can be
what gives you the sort of like
it's
the power that you wouldn't have had if you were alive.
Right. Yeah.
So there you freaking go.
But what does it mean when you're an alive person and you're called a martyr?
Sorry.
Usually that just means like you're maybe
a lesser sacrifice.
Yeah, like you're just sacrificing like your sanity, or you're sacrificing your.
But people use that as like a negative, like, oh, she's such a martyr.
Yeah, because
it's all.
It's a word. You can
language.
Yeah,
right?
It's a word. You can do that with any word.
You can
But it sounds like it's supposed to be a good thing. But I guess it depends on how you feel about the cause. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
She's such a martyr. That's a good thing. You'd be like, yeah, frick yeah. But if you're like, she's such a martyr, you'd be like, yeah, she's
the way you say it.
Did you send me the thing, John?
John, did you send it to him?
Oh no, I couldn't find it. So
okay.
Anyway,
John was watching basketball videos, you guys.
the whole time.
It's rare that LeBron does LeBron stuff.
OMG, you really were.
It's okay.
So, speaking of Bob Lazar and how he like went public to try and protect himself, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of this like recent thing going on about? Well, it's recently being talked about a lot now about all these scientists who've gone missing.
Oh yeah. Have you guys seen anything about that? Hasn't popped up on any of your feeds?
I saw. I just forgot the name. Sorry.
Okay. But yeah, and it's been like over the last like 5 years or so, right?
Right. But a bunch of people who were in highly advanced fields of research have either gone missing or turned up dead or like different circumstances for different people.
Yeah.
But apparently some of them are under pretty suspicious circumstances too. So
yeah, there were some of them that like got shot in front of their house.
Why?
Well, there's no answer. It's more of just like speculation.
No, that is not. I'm not trying to be rude. That was a genuine yawn. It's not. I'm not bored. Sorry, guys.
So there's some people.
Chat.
Sorry, chat. There's some of them got shot in front of their houses. Some of them just like on a hiking trail, like 30 feet behind their friends, are going missing.
No, that's crazy. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. 'Cause
I'm just saying, like that's one of the cases. Is
I'm not a scientist.
And this is one of those scientists.
This is one of those scientists.
Yeah.
Check this out.
I found out that I was being physically surveilled by the following method. My ex-boyfriend and I realized that people had been breaking into our apartment while we were gone together in the same vehicle. And so like, I'm in the apartment, I'm about to go to work, and I'm like, why don't you take out the trash and scope out the parking lot and make sure it's okay before I go to work? So he goes out there and he's like, there's this weird fucking Lexus. It's like a silver Lexus. This is a shitty apartment. Like, why is there really nice Lexus in the parking lot? And it has tinted windows that are not street legal. Like, just totally dark, totally black tinted windows that are not possibly street legal. And so he comes back in and we're standing in our bedroom window looking at the Lexus and talking about it. And I say out loud, maybe we should walk over there later and take a picture of the license plate. Because the Lexus is across the parking lot from us, but it's backed in so you can't see the license plate. Within 2 minutes of me saying, hey, we should walk over there later and take a picture of the license plate, we were still standing there at the window looking at it, talking about it. And an Eastern European looking motherfucker with a black beanie, dressed all in black, in his 50s or 60s, walked out of the apartment directly across from ours holding a license plate. And he opened the trunk of the Lexus and he took out some tools and he changed the license plate right in front of our fucking faces. And then he walked back to his apartment and he put the old license plate on the front patio and went inside, left it outside. And it was literally like, come get the license plate. I have more where this came from. Come get the license plate. And then after that, the Lexus started tailing me. And every time I saw the Lexus, it had a different license plate. It would be like Alabama plates, a different state plate. It would be random dealer plates, none of which were local. Just like cardboard temporary dealer plates, none of which were any local dealers. Every time I saw it, it was different plates. It would follow me to the gas station to go get beer. I would go get beer at the gas station and that Lexus follows me. And even my ex called an Uber once. He called an Uber. The Lexus pulled out from the spot across the parking lot from our apartment, drove over to our apartment and said, hey, I'm your Uber here to pick you up. The license matched in the Uber app, but they didn't have an Uber sticker or a Lyft sticker. You can't drive Uber if you don't have an Uber sticker. He pulled out of his spot. He pulled out of his spot across from our apartment where he lived and drove over there to pick him up and said, "Hey, I'm your Uber, here to pick you up." They changed the license plate right in front of our face. Like 60 seconds after I said, "Hey, we should go take a picture of that license plate." And they leave it on the patio, like, "Take it. We have more. Just take it."
Let's play again.
Like,
No,
I'm
I think
scared.
It sounded exactly the same.
I'm tired.
So yeah, if you read the top here, she is a researcher working on anti-gravity technology.
This is where she gets into that.
She's going to talk about it?
It's getting
Wait, she
more
can't talk
and
about her
more
own death?
aggressive. Like, over the past, this has been going on for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And over the past 12 months, it's been like escalating, like more aggressive, more invasive, digging through my underwear drawer and sexual threats over the past like 3 to 6 months. And now I'm like, fuck, I have to publish. Fuck, I have to publish because like, it's only going to get worse until I publish. There's no way out of this. There's no way out of this fucked up situation until I publish. I found.
So
So did she?
Yeah, so
When did she post this?
This was before she was, found dead, and it was ruled a suicide. And she sent a text just one month before her death saying she would never kill herself, according to the Daily Mail. Right? Her name was Amy Eskridge, and yeah.
Why are you showing us this?
Well, she's one of these.
She's one of these scientists that are going missing, and she works on anti-gravity.
Yeah,
Anti-gravity stuff. Yeah.
This is just one of the cases. There's, other cases where there's like this colonel in the Air Force, a retired colonel in the Air Force, who had been working in part of one of like the scientific. What was the place he worked at? It was one of the bases. It was Wright-Patterson Airfield, and it's one of the places that's been speculated as being like a hotspot for UFO technology. And
that's where researchers are working in on after the Roswell incident, where that crash material supposedly went off to.
Yeah, and there's other.
They flew it over there. People
that's where it ended
tracked
up.
Down different flights.
Where UFOs ended up, apparently. And he was like leading one of these groups, and he was at his home one day after a doctor's appointment, and his wife left to go to a doctor's appointment, came back like less than an hour later, and he was missing and just like walked off into the desert. Apparently no car, he didn't take his car, no phone, nothing that could be tracked, and walked off, and all he had was this revolver, and missing, gone, no trace. And
so what are we thinking?
There's multiple ways to think about it. You can think about it like the 3-body problem. That one intrigues me.
I never watched that.
So it's this idea that when we sent out
it's
message,
a sci-fi novel.
Yeah,
that got made
maybe
into a TV show.
You could probably describe it better.
And
it's a novel that got turned into.
Yeah, it's a trilogy. Actually, I think they released a 4th book. I gotta check that out.
Only the first book is what's on Netflix if you were to watch the show.
I think they.
But it's very interesting.
I think they're doing more, right?
They are, yeah.
The premise is that we find life out there, and that
we contacted them at some point,
and that they responded saying to basically shut up, stop broadcasting, because as soon as you make yourself known
as being technologically advanced enough to put that message out there, that you're attracting attention to other intelligence, and you don't know what kind of attention that might be.
So we had this whole conversation about nuclear, political nuclear stuff, right? So imagine that 10 times more advanced Star Wars level
capabilities
with life across the galaxy, and you find out that someone is there. By the time they can make it to you, because of the nature of the speed of light, if they can travel faster than light, then they can be on your doorstep before you can do anything about it. And so strategically speaking,
It's in their interests.
Deploy these million times more advanced space-based whatever comes after nuclear weapons? Do you just wipe out the threat before it has a chance of hurting you?
Just
and
out
so
of
there's
the
like weird
fear.
game theory that people do with like what is the best strategy for finding out that there actually is other life out there.
And so the premise of the actual story and the 3-body problem, that's the philosophical, like,
Right.
you know, like
embedding
of
what it's written.
what the problem might be in that, and you know, if you were to contact another life. But in the story, they talk about how like this other civilization is in contact with us and they are communicating, and at some point they just stop talking once they find out that, like, so they're communicating and they're sharing and we're sharing, and then when they find out or they realize that we as humans here are deceptive and that our true intentions we are capable of hiding our true intentions, is what makes this other race that's communicating with us on the other side of the galaxy or whatever, you know,
stop communicating.
They stop all of a sudden communicating with us once they find out that we can be deceptive. So they don't trust that anything we've told them up to that point is true because they find out that we can be deceptive.
But there's a
so
key
they stop
detail at the
communicating.
beginning of it all where the first person who discovers them
tells them that we are bad.
Yeah. Well, makes them broadcasts our location on purpose.
Right.
Because this is a person who grew up in the
harsh
the communist revolution of China and witnessed a bunch of violence and has no hope in humanity. Is like, you know what? Come here.
They said, I think
you can't be any worse than the people right now.
Yeah, they gave our geolocation of Earth to this other race that they were communicating.
And those people happen to live in a 3-sun solar system, and because there's 3 suns, it's a chaotic orbit, and you can't have dependable seasons, and so sometimes their planet comes too close to the suns and it burns,
wipes out everything,
and sometimes it goes too far away and it freezes, and so they're always dealing with these like catastrophic, and so they want to leave their planet to somewhere that will be safe, and they find out about our planet because this person replied,
and they find out about our resources and the things that we have here on Earth. And basically, so the story then goes to like those beings sending down these like machines that you put on your head. It's like this virtual reality like game test, and they're trying to see if our smartest scientists and engineers and all the smartest people on Earth are able to solve their 3-body problem for this
and that's
issue.
why all the scientists are disappearing.
And
Is
that-
what you're.
So what they get to,
Wow, I did not even get that connection.
So I was gonna get there too. Yeah, like so they start once they realize that we can't help them with their problem. They're just coming here, and they know that if by the time that they get here, we could have the technology to defend ourselves against their will.
When
And
they
so
just-
they start messing with us on Earth, and they start killing off scientists. They start giving us
Let me
the
fill in a
yeah.
little
Go ahead.
bit. So like when they find out about us, they make the decision to come. And when they do that, they have a certain level of technology, and their most advanced space technology, it's going to take them 400 years to get to Earth.
Right.
And so they start going. They send this big ship, and they're coming here. In the meantime, they're still progressing scientifically, and they're sending probes ahead, and they're trying to get a read for what's going on here. Who are we? Can they live here? Do they have to dominate us? Like, what's gonna be the situation when they get here?
Yep.
And
what's it like now? And maybe they can manipulate it to be beneficial to them by the time they get here.
So they end up in communication, but they cut it off when they realize that we lie.
So it's interesting intersect of the alien stuff coming out and AI
Mhm.
taking over, and that's what you guys were telling us is about to happen.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big thing.
That's what a lot of people are kind of hinting at, is like there's a lot of spiritual stuff, and there's a lot of like end times things that are happening that have been talked about in history as happening. And then there's a lot of these new age people that are saying something similar. And then there's AI and technology that's advancing to the point where it's all kind of like coming to this head.
There's also congressional investigations right now.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the Congress people who have had top secret briefings through their investigations into the UFO matter have given interviews, and so I've heard some of them talk about reading the Book of Enoch. I've heard some of them say you should read the 3-body problem. Because they can't say what they saw, but they're like,
they can give you kind of insights into what they're dealing with.
So a congressperson saying to read the 3-body problem, I don't even know if that's right. It might have been someone else who said that.
I think it was Luna.
Was it Luna?
I think, or no, she was the one who was talking about the Book of Enoch.
She was talking about the Book of Enoch.
And I think the 3-body problem, there was people that mentioned, I think Jesse had talked about that too.
Yeah, I think it's someone he interviewed.
It was somebody he interviewed, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And the Book of Enoch talks about, if you don't know, you do know?
I don't know.
Oh, the Book of Enoch is, it's kind of this like obscure book that is not canon in like the standard Bible.
You guys started reading it.
We read some of it. I think we've read parts
like
of it,
snippets, maybe. But
yeah, we
should read the whole thing.
That would be very interesting, actually.
Let's do that.
Let's definitely. Thank you. Now we know what we're doing for the next month. Yeah, no, it's an interesting story, and this is where like the idea of, I don't know if you know who Zachariah Sitchin is or his idea. No.
You're losing her.
Well, the book. All right, so the Book of Enoch is.
You can probably get it out quicker.
This biblical character Enoch, who's mentioned in the Bible, but that's about it. Until the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, and all these apocryphal texts and books that were circulated by Christians of the time, but were not later included in what we now call the Bible. There was a official process in Rome of collecting these books and saying this is the canonical Bible, and they rejected a bunch of stuff from that. And so there was the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls that has all that surrounding material, and the Book of Enoch is one of them. And he's this character that's mentioned in the Bible, but in this story he gets taken up into heaven and given a tour and gets this whole description of what happened on earth with these angels coming down. And
yeah, he says that heaven is not like a ethereal place, it's actually a physical place that anybody can go to in their physical form if given access. He was taken up there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't read it myself, but this is what people say about it.
This is what people say
it's
about
like
it,
this account of these creatures from space coming down. Like the description, if you like analyze the language of the people back then, like what is the difference between an angel and something coming down from space in a ship, right? Like, how do you know the difference? Like, is
especially
the language of calling something an
something.
angel just the best description you can give of what you're experiencing? So what reference do you have to something that's that advanced? But anyway, yeah, that talks about these creatures coming down and like
the Anunnaki
and taking wives of the humans and making this race of giants,
Nephilim,
that walk the earth. And yeah, which is also mentioned in other places and by cultures all across the world. And there's all these stories and like books and researchers who look into archaeological digs in America at Native American mounds where they unearth these giant skeletons that have like they usually have red hair, and they usually have like 2 rows of teeth, and they're way bigger.
And it's very interesting that all of these different cultures around the earth have such a similar story of like the beginning of civilizations and like the flood, of some sort of flood myth, and some sort of like, reteaching of humanity of how to like do agriculture and, and all of these like religions of around the world at one point were stemmed from something very similar, or maybe even the same thing, and just based on being separated by space and time, they came up with different ways of expressing that, or included or excluded certain aspects of the original story.
But also it just makes sense if you think about it. Like, we're here somehow, so why wouldn't someone else be somewhere else in this vast universe way before us?
Or way after us, or even simultaneous.
So it's not really that crazy to think that there's interaction between parts, more advanced species traveling, making use of places, and then another species pops up generations later, and
100%.
Yeah.
That would be crazy to think that we are the only ones.
Yeah. And it's starting to become more normal that people feel that way. Like, whereas 150 years ago, people just assumed we were the only ones. Mm-hmm. We were just like this special thing that only happened here.
I mean, I think somebody could have asked me a couple of years ago, but I don't know. But now I'm like,
once you know the vastness of
the only people, like the only.
Yeah, the vastness of the universe is astounding. And
you guys ever watch those YouTube videos that show like the scale of everything?
Yes.
I haven't, but I probably should.
It's mind-boggling.
It's crazy.
Should we watch one?
I think
let's watch one of the scales real quick.
We gotta.
Let's watch one. But we're almost at 2 hours.
Scale video.
Yeah.
We're almost at 2 hours.
Look up the crazy scale video, and then we'll call.
Amy's wrapping us up.
The scale video is beautiful.
Drive home, guys. I'm home.
Was it just the solar system?
I don't know. I think there's one. Yeah, just do scale of the universe. See what pops up.
What's the story? I can't tell you.
The incomprehensible scales that rule the universe.
And I just yawn for like hours.
Top one, Brian Cox. Yeah.
That one
never stops.
All right, here we go. All right, guys, just a short.
It's only an hour.
30-minute video.
Seriously.
It's really, really short.
2 hours, 4 minutes.
Okay.
There we go. Let's do that one.
Oh, okay.
Make. It's a series. Maka. Ludo.
This is probably not exactly what we're talking about.
It's not
This is not the one.
It's not what I'm thinking.
That's pretty cool, though.
It's cool, but
it gets pretty big when you think about like when you get to like the sun.
Once they zoom out and they show you everything, you're like, like that picture at the top, like
the one at the top.
No, sorry, the one with the big blue circle. Yeah, like Sirius A.
That's one we just did.
That's the one we just did.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How big is the universe? Do that one.
Is that the one?
11 minutes.
Just go to the part where they start to zoom out.
There was
actually
the true scale. The true scale.
Go to the Brian Cox short. Up. No, up higher. It's not. Go up a little more. Right there. Yeah. Just listen to this.
What is the one fact about the universe that blows your mind the most?
There are a lot of things about the universe that I find it almost impossible to imagine. One, just the size and scale of it. I mean, in the piece of the universe we can see, there are something like 2 trillion galaxies. We haven't counted them all, but that's an estimate based on surveys of the local universe. 2 trillion, 2,000 billion galaxies. And each galaxy is, let's say, around the size of the Milky Way. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but the Milky Way has 400 billion stars in it. It takes
That's our galaxy.
1,000 years to cross a galaxy, and there are 2 trillion of them in the piece of the universe we can see. And we're very sure that that piece that we can see is a small bit of what may be an infinite universe beyond. We don't know, actually.
No, makes no sense. That's insane. I'm not
crazy, right?
I'm being dramatic, but I'm just saying that's wild. It's just crazy to think about.
Yeah. The edges of what we can see, there's 2 trillion galaxies, and in our all we can see, if you look really hard with a telescope, is the planets in our solar system, which is within a galaxy. And there's so many other solar systems even within our galaxy.
We gotta have more conversations, guys, because then I want to go to so what's the point of our lives?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Why do we need to know all that information, or is the point to live in the way that we're meant to be living right now?
We've talked about this, and it doesn't matter. We are here. Whatever this is, it's happening. Mm-hmm. We're all can agree to that, whether we're experiencing the same thing or not.
Right.
Something is happening where our being is here and we're experiencing things, and it's all about learning. And I think what's outside of our solar system doesn't necessarily matter, but what's going on within our own capacity, our own soul, maybe, right? It's all just a way of learning, and maybe we're all just fingers of the universe experiencing itself in new and creative ways when you get to the micro level, right? Because this is all macro, but when you get to a micro, maybe this is what always happens when things get smaller.
Well, and
on the edges of whatever it is.
Maybe humanity's role is to operate within the faculties that we are, that we exist to be able to, to function within, right?
Mm-hmm.
We only have so much capacity to comprehend certain, things or whatever. So it's very meaningful to exist in that way, and you know what I mean? Show up as with what you can do. Maybe it's not about knowing the solution to the universe or whatever, but just taking care of your day.
Yeah,
I don't think, experience life.
I don't think it's important that we think that we're contributing to the greater universe necessarily, but we're contributing to things that matter to us, right? This is all happening still.
Well, how did we start the podcast with Mom and Dad?
Yeah.
All of us tapping into what we have and our how special that is. So I mean, we just kind of brought everything full circle.
I agree.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Such good
That's
job,
a great
man.
point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everything is life and decay and death, and we don't know what happens beyond death. But I think that the journey from beginning of life to death is the whole point, no matter how that comes about. In our next life, when we all find each other again, I think it's all going to be worth it.
Maybe that's why this is so special, because we did find each other, and it's
I think so.
I mean, there's not many words to explain what we
Truly.
feel.
Yeah.
We tried at the beginning with everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone taps into our family, like you all said, all your friends, everyone from the outside wants in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a special bond here that feels like it transcends what our experience has been up to this point,
And there's other aspects of life too that I'm sure we've all experienced at one point or another, where you go somewhere or you're with somebody or you're doing something that just makes you feel a different feeling, and that is what that's meant to do. Us as a family, we have a certain feeling that we leave people with, and that's what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
Whether we're aware of it or not, I think everything's that way. Everything in life, there's always something that you go down the street and somebody flips you off because it's all, that's what it was meant, what that moment was meant to happen, however it plays out.
Right, like, are you gonna invent a story in your mind about why that guy's such an asshole and be super pissed off about it and dwell on it, make it ruin your day, or are you gonna laugh and think that's funny? Like, all right, dude.
Or if you have the opportunity, maybe you'd be like, "What's up, dude? Why are we having this problem?" You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
All
flip them
aspects.
off back, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. You could do that.
That's a good.
That's a choice.
Yeah.
It's your body.
But that's all about like your life and what you're gonna bring to that situation.
I appreciate y'all hanging out with us this week. This was so fun.
Quarterly?
I think we can do quarterly.
Let's do that.
So we're in the fourth month of the year.
Wait, so yeah, we're
Do it again in August.
Okay. June, July, May, June, July.
August feels more doable. We could do July.
You got a
That's
wedding
fine.
to do? You got a wedding to do?
Yeah, what are you busy or something?
Hey, were you going on a honeymoon or something?
You married in June.
Yeah.
Should we go by July?
Totally.
No, August is fine.
He plans on staying close to her for a couple months.
In a nest, as they say.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out this week. If you guys want to follow the podcast, do you guys follow us?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay. Go straight to our websites
Call
first.
you out if you didn't.
DualityCheck.net. It's got a one-stop shop for everything. Our podcast. You guys can check out the tags. It'll link every episode that we talk about certain items. I think UFOs are still the top.
Yeah, I think so.
And then, there you go. Oop. Bashar's pretty high up there. He's one of the channelers, I think. Amy's probably familiar with us talking about it.
Dude, I heard
UFO,
another
UAP.
channeler recently.
Really? There's a few that I've watched a few, but Bashar's my guy. Can't cheat on Bashar. You guys can find our podcast anywhere you guys get podcasts. If you guys want to watch our podcast, this one's not going to be a video, but all of our other ones are now, where you can see everything we're seeing. You can see us usually in our new studio. We're kind of chilling on a couch, and we're just recording this video for posterity. Right, John?
Posterity.
And if you guys want to follow us on YouTube or Rumble, that's where you can find the video. Like, comment, subscribe. That stuff helps. And,
Come on, chat.
Yeah, help us out, chat.
Help
You
us
guys
out.
can spread the love to other people. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Adios.